Gardening can get expensive, and if you're like us, then you need to save a little bit of money right now. So here are some methods that we use to save almost $600 this year alone in our garden. Coming into our humble abode, this is our greenhouse that we have spent so much time on. Not really saving money for the sake of the video, but in here we have all of our seeds that we have started. So here we have hot peppers, lots and lots of hot peppers. We have our flowers like our chamomile. We have loads of sweet peppers and stuffing peppers and some sad squash. And if you want to come around here, we have all of our tomatoes. So these are all of our tomatoes. We have 18 tomatoes and 2 eggplants. Now, buying this from the store would be ridiculously expensive, and each plant coming in at about $5. Now, our super hot peppers that we have come in at about $7 a piece. That adds up. Here we have 53 peppers, 18 tomatoes, 2 eggplants, and a ton of squash in that little miniature greenhouse over there. Altogether, it would end up being roughly $400 to buy all of these transplants. Now, there is a starting up cost with our seeds. We did have to go and buy those seeds. So typically these seed packets run anywhere from $2 to $5, just depending on what you're buying and how rare it is. Our super hots run on the higher end of about $4 or $5 for a packet, and our more normalized vegetables and crops run about $2 to $3 per. Now, in a packet you get minimum 10 seeds, but a lot of places will do 50 seeds, or depending on where you're buying, 1,000 seeds. And the amount of crop that you're able to have with that many seeds highly outweighs the cost of just buying that transplant. Now, let's say that you don't want to spend any money on seeds. There are plenty of Facebook groups and maybe your local library that will do seed swaps, seed giveaways, and you can even buy your seeds and transplants with an EBT card. So the next tip that we use is buying items on clearance. So here I have this apple tree that is barely sprouting just because it is still the beginning of spring. But we did buy this tree on clearance in fall from our local nursery. Now, a lot of people don't think that you can plant fruit trees or really any trees in the fall, but as long as you give them enough time to establish their roots before a hard frost hits, they will be just fine and wake up in the spring. So another way that we save money is buying bare root trees. Now, this is a 4 variety pluot tree, and a pluot is just a plum and apricot mixed. Now, these have 3 different branches and a middle branch, and it will produce fruit all throughout spring, summer, and fall on these different branches for a continuous harvest. I think it's so cool. However, this tree is very expensive, especially if you buy it not in dormancy. Now, this tree my lovely boyfriend got me as a Christmas gift, and it was bare root, it was dormant. And that just means that they ship it in dormancy with the roots out. And it comes in a little plastic bag. It can look a little scary, but the tree is very much so alive. So you plant it in the ground and let it establish, and it will come up in spring. But this tree, without being a bare root, would be about $200 plus. And so he saved about $80 buying this tree bare root rather than just a normal out of dormancy fruit tree. So next up is one that I'm sure you have seen if you are in the gardening world, and that is making your own trellis. So here we have 4 T-posts in the ground and a cattle panel that runs over it. So we spent about $20 on this trellis and then $4 for each T-post, which would be roughly $40, including these little clamps that we have on it. And this has lasted us a full season. I have a feeling it will last us many more seasons. It is very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. In Oklahoma, we have tornadoes, we have high winds. It's never been damaged. And compared to a trellis that you can buy online that is 4 feet by 16 feet, that'll cost you about $80. And so here you save about $40 depending on what trellis you would choose to buy. So filling our raised beds can be really expensive. And filling a bed that is this size, so we have like an 8 by 3, can cost a couple $100s to fill with potting soil. And what we like to do is fill the first about quarter of our beds with organic matter. So our sticks, leaves, logs, anything that can decompose pretty quickly but still add that filler to the bed, we love to add. It adds volume, and so that we don't have to fill our beds just completely with dirt. Now, when it comes to adding our dirt, depending on where you are at and the quality of your soil that you are able to grab from your property, you can use your soil in raised beds. So we fill these beds with a mixture of topsoil, manure, and compost. The manure and the topsoil we did not buy, we were just able to take from the ground. And the compost we did go ahead and buy from Lowe's. We bought 4 bags and it was about $10, and we were able to fill this bed. So this next one is kind of a 2-for-1. So here I have a pot that we reused from last year. Now I got these pots off of Amazon and it is dripping water straight into my hand, but that's okay. And they're just these little plastic pots. I think I got 100 for $9. They're not sustainable. However, they are cheap and you can reuse them from year to year. So that is how we have saved money on our pots. Now the other part of this 2-for-1 is it leaks all over me. This is a tomato, obviously. This is a Dark Galaxy tomato. If you have seen our channel, then you know that we love our Dark Galaxies. They were really pretty last year. Great tomato, good flavor. However, maybe we want more than one. When this tomato grows taller, it will have nodes come out the sides. Now, you can take off those nodes, literally just trim the branches off and stick them in water, and they will grow roots. And then you have a large tomato plant that would cost you anywhere from $5 to $25 at the store, depending on how large your propagation is. So this is something that you could also do with a lot of your herbs, such as rosemary and sage.
Another way we save money is by overwintering your peppers, or some people call it bonsai. So these 3 peppers, this one is a Puma pepper. This one will last 4 to 5 years if you bonsai it correctly, or all you really have to do, I'm not sure if bonsaiing is completely necessary. All you have to do is protect it from a hard frost so you don't damage the roots, and it can last 4 to 5 years. This is a Thai scorpion pepper. If you protect it from frost, it'll last probably 2 to 3 years. This is a chiltepin pepper. It's native to New Mexico in the western United States, and it can last 35 to 50 years if you protect it from a hard frost. Next year, I don't think we'll bonsai it because they can grow 3 feet tall, and they're just big bushes of these beautiful, tiny, bright red peppers. And it can last you forever. I don't know if you'd even want a pepper plant for 35 years, but we started these 3 from seed last year, probably in the early spring, and now they're gonna put out peppers before all the other ones, and 35 years for one plant, for one little seed, saves you a ton of money. You can harvest it every year, it'll get bigger, more peppers every year, and it's just more bang for your buck.
So one of the last ways that we save money is not a very pretty way, but that is by saving our seeds. Now here we have seeds from a Reshaw Macedonian pepper that we had last year. They get quite long, they're red, they're really pretty, they've got some really nice flavor, and we wanted them again. So we saved our seeds so that we don't have to go and buy another packet. Now this is actually seeds that we got from a seed swap. These are tall celosia seeds. And I have these here just to show you that you can save your seeds, you can trade your seeds, and you won't have to pay for them. These obviously are how you start all of these plants that we've already talked about. But if you want to go fully self-sufficient, you can absolutely save your seeds and grow them again next year. I hope that this gave you some ideas on how to save money in your garden, and just realize that gardening does not have to be expensive. You don't have to have all of these products that you see these professional influencers using. You don't have to get the most expensive tools or the most expensive raised beds or even set up an irrigation system or something that you may see all of these professional influencers doing. All you need is some good soil, some seeds, and some care. If you like this video, please remember to leave it a like and subscribe down below. And any questions or comments or concerns that you have, please let me know. And until next time, happy gardening.